Hello and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at how to format your papers and then how to peer review them. The text for today is taken from the History of U.S. Marine Corps, and let's get to it. So the very first thing that you will want to do is put in some headers and footers. Specifically, you want to get to your page numbers and your name. So for these, we're going to jump over into the insert area, and then you can go over to the page number, go select the bottom of the page, and the rightmost option is what you want. Now you want these on the right and not on the left, because if they are on the left, they're going to get confused with your citations in a minute. The next thing you're going to do is double click on the header, select different first page so that this doesn't repeat, and then you will put in your name on the left. If you hit the tab button, it will jump to the middle, your paper name in the middle, and then your class code on the right. Again, double click on the main text, and there you go. Now, the other thing to know as you are writing your paper is that you need to cite every single time you say anything that is not common knowledge. So, for example, if we take a look at this very first sentence here, on November 10, 1775, the Second Continental Congress, meeting in Philadelphia, passed a resolution stating that, quote, 2 battalions of Marines be raised for services as landing forces with the fleet. Okay, this is not common knowledge, not unless you're already part of the Marine Corps. So the way that we cite is using Chicago Manual of Style, and we'll get to that in a second. But the way that you will want to cite here is through footnotes, not through MLA, not through APA, but Chicago Manual of Style specifically uses footnotes. And the way that you insert footnotes is you press Control Alt F or Command Alt F, as the case may be, and that will give you an automatically numbered footnote, which is going to appear at the bottom here. And so here you will write in your citation information and then move on. So let's say in our case, here we go. Serving on land and at sea, these first Marines distinguished themselves in a number of important operations, including their first amphibious raid into the Bahamas in March 1776 under the command of Captain, later Major Samuel Nicholas. Again, not common knowledge, so Control Alt F. There's our second citation. My thing is just set to indent, which it shouldn't. And then here you have another place to put in the citation. You want to do this using the automated insert footnote option, because if you try to do this manually, what is going to happen is eventually you will realize that you need to put in a citation between 2 existing citations, and then you would have to do everything manually. But if you'll note, up here is our first citation, and down here is our second citation. Let's say, sake of argument, we want to put in a citation in the middle, so again, Control Alt F. Notice that what happened here is the citation got automatically moved to the proper numbering, and all the rest of the things got renumbered. So here's our inserted citation after the fact. And you will do that throughout your entire paper. Now, a couple of things to note really quick. People ask, hey, how do I use Chicago Manual of Style? I haven't done this before. It's pretty simple. You Google Chicago Manual of Style, and what you will see is a bunch of links. And so you can follow this one over to Purdue, and they will walk you through every format available. If you're interested in how to cite a book, there it is. You can also have it offer you the information like that, web sources, so on and so forth. Now, there's one thing that you should note. Sake of argument, if the first citation here is, whatever, Marine Bob, Marine U.S. History, page 17, right? Probably help if I wrote this out correctly. There we go. Page 17 is going to not be angled. Now let's say our second citation comes from the same source. Well, what you will want to do is just a different page. You don't need to put in Marine Bob, U.S. Marine History, page 18 or whatever it is. You can, in italics, put in IBID, period. It's Latin for same as above. And then if it's on a different page, you just put down the new page. Or if it's the same page, you just put in IBID and nothing else is necessary. So that is how to properly format your paper to begin with. Two other things real quick. Make sure that your stuff is in Times New Roman font 12. And in case you are citing, if you have more than 3 lines of cited text, so let's, sake of argument, just borrow one of these things here. And we are going to pretend that this line, that this section here, is a citation that you would like to use. It's a block citation. You will want to do the following. First, you will offset it, so you can highlight it and then hit tab. That'll move it over. And then second, you are going to change the font size up here to 10 instead of 12. And then you will put in your footnote at the end of it. Here's our footnote for the block quote. I believe that is about it. So now you have gotten the paper and you need to peer review it. How do you do that? Well, first things first, up top here with File, Home, Insert, you go over to the Review section and you click that. And then you're going to hit the Track Changes option, Control-Shift-E, and make sure that you have all markup showing up. Now, as you are reading through, you're going to do 2 things. You are going to either fix things on the spot, or you're going to leave notes for the person to fix it themselves. You want to do the fix it yourself portion for anything that's quick and easy, so that they don't have to spend a ton of time reading your note. In fact, you spend more time leaving a note than it would to just fix a thing. And you want to leave a note when there is some sort of a deeper issue that you need them to think about and figure out how they will solve. So, for example, as we read through this, on November 10, 1775, the Second Continental Congress meeting in Philadelphia passed a resolution stating, right, so this meeting in Philadelphia really should be between commas. So you go to where a comma should be and you put in a comma. Now you'll notice that it is in red. And you will also notice that alongside here on the left, there's this little bar that shows up. Now that bar tells you that there is some sort of a change that's been made on that line, and the stuff in red is going to show you where it is that the changes have been made. In our case, there's supposed to be another comma here before a quote, so we'll add that one there. Notice the line expanded. Now it covers the first line and the second line have some sort of changes. So let's say we need to add in something here. Had since remained the senior. The point is, whenever you add something under review mode, it shows up in red. Now the person who is going to be looking at this is going to be able to go through each of these changes, and they'll be able to see what's what, and they'll be able to click on the change. Let me do that a little bit better. They can right click on the change and hit accept insertion, And when it does that, notice it'll shift immediately back to black text. So this way, they can take a look. Let's say they take a look at these comments that we have here. They're like, oh, I like this. This is great. You can also go up here to the accept and hit accept this change. And now notice both of those got integrated into the final paper, and there's nothing left there to do. In case they don't like some change that you have made, they can go to reject, and it will automatically delete itself. So that's that. Now, if you hit a place, for example, let's say there was no quote, there was no citation here, what you would do is, however you'd like to, whether it's at the end of the paragraph or in the specific place where there's an issue, you can highlight a place, and then you can hit new comment, which is also Control-Alt-M, and then a comment space shows up. And then for the note, you can write in whatever the case is. So you need a citation here, for example. And once you hit post, there it is. Now notice how this comes up alongside the paper. And so now you can see that there is something that's going on here as soon as you open up your paper, because there's going to be this extra space that's worked in. Again, you can also do this by hitting new comment, and remember, you have to hit the little blue mark here to post a comment, or you can also do Control Enter for the same effect. In either case, once the person gets the paper and they see what the problem is and they've fixed the problem, or they have resolved it in some way, they can go over there and hit delete thread, and then the comment goes away. And that is the way that they will be able to make sure that they've gotten around to every one of the comments that they have made. Now, once you're done with this, make sure that you save the file in a way that make sure you can recognize the edited version from the unedited version, and that is the file that you're going to share with the person whose paper you have fixed. With that, that's about it. If you got any questions or comments, feel free to leave it in the comments, and I'll see you later. Bye.